Hi guys, this is turn 38 of MA Asphodel. I'm on turn 48 right now. Um, so this is a fair bit backwards in time for me. I don't usually keep this much context in my head when I'm playing. So it looks like we're trading with Vanarus for something. Don't totally remember what, but we're getting some nature gems. Twiceborn, Carrion Centaur, more Twiceborn. We see a battle. This would be a magic phase attack. Enchanted shield, handful of acorns. Okay, interesting. Um, Vinin casts magic duel, dies. The Rishi dies. Um, what is going on here? Hmm. Um, oh, it's just the vine men are leaving. I would really love to know what happened with that guy. Oh well. But it was a magic duel. Jump from the looks of things. Cornerstone. Ah, we've been after this for the whole friggin' game. So I knew this site had order. Um, There's really two sites it could have been, both Earth. Um, one's an Earth 3 site, so you need 3 Earth paths on your mages, which is this one. And it gives 5 gems and increases order. The other one would have been an enchantment bonus, which would have actually been better. Um, yeah, which we would have had to cast Gnome Lore to get that one. But still a V. The cornerstone it is. So there's a 5 gem site right now, which is huge, which means I'm going to fort this. Um, Also, like, I never actually end up recruiting these guys, I don't think, but technically these guys can get me Astral. 1/3 of them will be Astral. They could also break me into air too, but yeah, that did not end up happening. Let's see what else is going on here. Forest of a Thousand Streams. Now this is more like it. This is a site we can use. Forest of a Thousand Streams gets us Enchantresses. They get two 100% randoms. Unfortunately, they're not correlated, but they start with nature, so they always have nature. Nature Earth allows us to build lion's pelts, and they can also be used just for the basic earth forging. Water forging is great. Fire forging not so great because I've got the Throne of Summer. Um, but the fire water crosspath can be useful later. And I need air. I have no air mages, so any air is good. So we're locking this shit down with a Grow Fortress. No sites, no sites, no sites. Oh, Animal Cemetery. I'm actually going to use this. So Death Mage may enter to summon Carrion Beasts. Carrion Beasts are these critters. So effectively it's going to turn my Death Mage into a really bad version of one of my 8-gem Carrion Centaurs. Um, yeah, what else is going on? So we moved on to Shinuyama. Now, last turn there was Shinuyama's God here. What happened this turn? Sorry, last turn there was Shinuyama's God was here, but he showed up as independent. Effectively, he was Dom killed last turn, but he still didn't release a siege here, so that meant that Agartha couldn't put province defense. So I moved on here before he had an opportunity to defend it. Now he could have gone out and fought me, but he would have had to anticipate my move to move on to his province, and he might not have known that the Pretender was just going to disappear on its own this turn. So it's a free cap siege for us with a huge amount of income, 182. That's pretty substantial. That should show up on our income chart. Yeah, there's 182 gold right there. I don't think I'm gonna watch these. Okay, I gotta watch some of these. What the heck am I up against here? So I just have these two mages and they're just gonna buff up these undead. They can give them regeneration and they can give them haste. Now, haste is useful because it means they'll get first contact when they fight, but it doesn't actually increase their stats otherwise. And like, they don't really have enough HP to benefit from regen, but hopefully they're just gonna overwhelm these dudes. And thankfully his um, shard guards here, he can't bless them because he has no priests here. I'm pretty sure these guys aren't priests. Yeah. And they're just running because they don't have leadership, so they suffer from low squad morale. Yeah. So my regen does kick in, and we do some damage. That's not bad. Mother Boa, I think we just spam skeletons at these guys. I think this guy's death 4, so like he takes very little fatigue. And he gets a bonus skeleton. And these guys are villains. So villains have the short bows, which do piercing, which means that it really isn't going to bother these skeletons too much. Which means that the villains never advance. Old Faithful, we can skip this. This is 10 PD. 6 PD, not a problem. We get -5 income, oh that's good. -5 defense. And +10 unrest. Luck 3 for the win. Oh, yes. And the unrest comes at the cost of province. So we're gonna take this out. Oh, this is overkill. That is overkill. But I'm prepping to invade Vanarus. And these guys were actually supposed to sneak into Snowford this turn, but they got cut off here. So it's overkill, but they need to move here to take this province. Plus side is Vanarus isn't going to suspect anything. Because it'll look normal. He's going to suspect something here. That's a fair bit. Fair bit of siege strength moving here. Mostly from down here. These guys are coming up. Everything else is staging here. So there's a fair bit of siege strength at this province. So from here and here, I should be able to strike outwards. Because I think this guy can go straight there. Yeah, that's perfect. What else is happening? We're staging here. So what's important about this is that these, where do I have it? Do I even have one? These panic apostates, if they were leading, they can't move all the way to the provinces I need to get to. But with 2 extra movement points, these guys, the undead carrion lords, or the twice-born panic apostates, can make the distance. So I'm staging these carrion lords 1 province back from my border with Vanarus, and their whole purpose is going to be to pop these 2 forts in 1 turn. Other units are going to go in and try and cut a little deeper into Vanarus. With the idea of basically securing as much as possible as quickly as possible. We can see this. Vanarus's cap is under siege. Vanarus won't defend against our attack. What I'm mostly scared about is if Agartha takes too much of this stuff, his base of operations will be then forward, and mine will be back, and the raiding war will be centered in a much more favorable area for Agartha. If I can set the raiding war starting at this line instead of at this line, then I'm going to have more room to play against Agartha. Um, so yeah, his Pretender goes here. I figure that's an opportunity to actually take Shinuyama as long as his Pretender's out and about. So I'm moving everything onto Shinuyama this turn. Everything that can get to Shinuyama is going onto Shinuyama. So that's going to be a lot of siege strength. Next up, this is going to continue raiding over here. And I've got a raid sneaking up right beside Agartha's cap. That's going to be then augmented as these guys get into place. These guys should all be twice born, yep. So basically I'm going to sneak raid through here, which I'm hoping that Agartha isn't too aware of this as a potential front for me, so I can sneak through this and then sneak attack out. So I can raid heavily in this area. This can raid along the outside, I'm hoping to dodge his Pretender. And then I need to take Vanarus right now. So I'm basically, Vanarus is going to get attacked by me. Currently at war with Agartha, I need to be at war with Vanarus as well. Yeah, this guy's Pretender God is a real threat. Basically, even if I had all of my units together, he would kill everything I have. I need to fight it outside of his dominion, and I need to have a lot of mages if I'm going to fight it. Because this Pretender God is quite impressive. Yeah, I'm probably still site searching. Don't really remember. Yep, site searching. I'm going to be getting Carrion Lords, 2 Carrion Lords, basically everywhere that I want to keep a province. And I'm going to slow down on the Carrion Lord recruitment here because I'm starting to get to the point where I'm generating a sufficient number of troops every turn. Like, the number I kind of have in my mind is 70. 70 troops is what these Black Dryads can lead. So if I can generate maybe 75, 80 troops, I can make a decent raiding party every turn with a Black Dryad, and I'm just going to continually recruit these guys. Yeah, so that's turn 36. Let's check out turn 37. Oh yeah, I'm way behind in my recording. Carrion Centaur, Grove Fortress, Augury. Don't find anything. Yeah, so I'm going to cast Augury on all my thrones. Now that I have some fire mages. Basically, I'm going to use my fire income to cast Augury to get more fire sites. This is probably not efficient. It's lazy, but I don't really have anything else in mind for my fire gems at the moment. If I finish construction 6, I'm going to want lanterns, but then I'm going to want more than 8 gems per month of lanterns, right? Like I can make two lanterns per turn with that, and I'm going to have a lot of these mages if I want them. So I kind of figured, why don't I just spend my gems on Augury for now and beef up my fire income. Also, look at this. I've moved all my stuff onto Shinuyama. I didn't notice this last turn, but I've got Mount Shinuyama here, which is 5 gems. And there's also a magma river, so a volcano exploded here. So this is an 8 gem cap. It's huge. Plus this population with these scales. Oof, that's so much income. Yeah, no sites were found. Little bit of raiding. We can watch the god spawn on his own cap here. So this is a pretty minimal bless. I think he's even outside of his dominion. I think it might actually be my dominion here. And this guy's not going to have too much in the way of firepower here. Solar Rays is an excellent spell for killing undead. Blade Wind, so that's a little bit of evocation. That's neat. I wonder what he was shooting the Solar Rays at. Unfortunately, Blade Wind isn't great against units with protection. Kiss from Heaven. Shockwave is an excellent spell. Blade Wind, not so much. Yeah, and I guess he's fatigued out. Yep, basically game over. But he does some damage. Kills 3 Colossi Weavers, apparently. Yeah, that's actually pretty surprising. That's some serious damage. Hmm. The Long Dead, of course, suffered to the solar rays. Interesting. So we raid against a lot of PD. This guy loves his PD as Agartha. No scale, hell scales Agartha with huge PD dumps everywhere. This is frustrating to play against because it slows me down. But this gold could be spent on mages, and it would do a lot more damage to me than these PD dumps. We lose a Black Centaur killing the villains from last turn. That sucks. And then there's another PD dump. This is right beside his cap. This is 25 PD. Hmm. No, it isn't because this is a wolf tribe province, so they're not quite as valuable as that. No, that could be 25 PD. Let's check. So we still lose something. We get a fertility cult, which is great for us. A lab, which is annoying. Yeah. We need to destroy this lab. We're fighting against a pretender super combatant. Basically, anywhere there's a lab, he's getting a free turn. So, like, if he had a lab here, he would have teleported last turn. He had to move somewhere. And it turns out he has a lab here. I don't know this, so I unfortunately stormed this castle this turn, not knowing that he has a lab here and can teleport in. But yeah, calculated risk. I'm going to lose a fair bit here, but it's not going to cost me the war. So he's going to be able to teleport and kill everything. In a lot of ways, if he teleported and killed this, that would do a little bit. It wouldn't do a ton of damage. Teleporting and killing this could do some damage. He only has one god. Many targets. Defending Shinuyama is probably the right thing to do because 8 gems a turn is really good for him and his terrible economy. We find 3 sites here. It was 25 PD because I returned the favor with another 25 PD, which is a huge waste of money, but it's going to be the first PD dump that he's likely to counter raid from me. So I want him to see me using a ton of PD. A ton of PD here, not so much elsewhere in the raiding war. The PD here is important for setting an impression on what the PD here could be like. Because I'm going to bet that he can't scout all of it like I have scouts everywhere. He won't be able to do that. Yeah. So we're going to storm this. Going to raid here. This is a pretty light raid. Just some of my site searchers that are already twice born heading out. Here, a little greedy. This group's getting a little smaller. Here, that's not greedy at all. That's a huge party. How about here? 2 swarms and hordes of skeletons, not greedy at all. So we're gonna have all this stuff next turn, and he might counter raid this. So that's what Agartha is dealing with. Oh yeah, and we're storming Shinuyama because we have a fair bit of siege strength here. And the wall integrity is only 250. So that's what's going on to keep Agartha busy. In Vanarus land, we're beginning. So I guess I didn't have this from the last turn, but I was sneaking in some mini thugs here. Very simple. Lion Pelt and Frostbrand. Lion Pelt, Frostbrand. The Axe of Sharpness is an item I got for free. Skull Talisman got for free. This guy's got a thorn spear. Hooray. Copper plate. This is random stuff that I picked up throughout the game. The important thing is the Frostbrand and a little bit of armor. And they're going to go off as a group of 3 to take this province. This province is going to get smoked by enough stuff to pop it instantly. This guy's getting sneaked in because I don't want to show that I have Death 3 for Rigor Mortis or have gems for anything else. This looks less threatening. Not that it may matter, but it's nice to keep that hidden. Same thing kind of here. This I'm going to show the Rigor Mortis possibility, but the guys that can cast Foul Vapors are sneaking in with the gems to cast Foul Vapors. Same thing here. This guy's the threat with the Foul Vapors. He's not going to be visible when he takes a siege next turn. This province is getting raided with a slapstick comedy of troops. 2 hordes of skeleton casters, both barely competent, and this very dangerous barbarian chief. Yep, terrifying raiding party. This raiding party is going forward. I would have liked it to be here this turn so that I could have attacked this next turn, but sadly that cannot happen. This fort still stands, which is good for me. Thank goodness for 500 wall strength. Vanarus has very nice walls on his cap. Not so much Shinuyama. But yeah, let's check out next turn. 38. I think I like this turn. It's turn 38. Okay, so we empower and fire. This is my pretender because I want to build a skull of fire because I want to climb fire. We claim the Throne of Abundance, which is a huge gold spike and gem spike for us. Augury gets us Smolderstone Enchanted Pyre, very nice. Grow Fortress to secure the throne, and we fight. So this is a lot of PD. He must have had some kind of PD event here. There's no way he just kept this kind of PD around here for fun. Yeah, with the mage too. Oof, painful. 25 troops lost. Points for effectiveness. It's my Sagittarian carcasses. These guys are actually like pretty decent. I like to use them with their bows. They have 12 ammunition, so after 12 rounds, then they'll go into hand-to-hand combat, and their hand-to-hand combat is just excellent. So it's really nice to have them mixed into your army composition. Dragon Ridge, successful raid. Excellent. This party's getting whittled down. Won't be able to do that much more. Uruk attacked Jabalba? What? Jabalba. Okay. So we have a cluster of mages that are in longbow range. Uruk's archers are interesting. Where are... Oh. Oh, I see. Yes. The crossbows. So, Sebulba could really have staged his troops farther back, probably. Because these guys are getting hit with arrows, and that's no good. What happened to his god? What are you doing with your god? He is buffed up with Fire Shield, Astral Shield, Luck. He's not regenerating though. He's definitely sleeping. And my computer can't handle the battle. We'll just, like, this just doesn't work. Attack skill and twist fate, yeah, that doesn't help you at all. There's nothing about this that is helping that guy. Um, we're at turn 38. There's some battlefield-wide spells that he could have casted. Um, but in general, the story here is just plainly this is a lot of mage power. This is not a lot of mage power. Um, this is a lot of astral ones. Astral is an excellent path at low levels. It's can be used extremely effectively. I mean, he could have spanned skeletons, but that doesn't help against astral mages like this. There's really nothing Zabalba could have done, which is unfortunate because I actually gave Zabalba 25 death gems for a Robe of the Sea, and I don't think he ever made it for me. Like, I don't think I ever received a Robe of the Sea from him. So our Ghetto Raid with 2 Panic Apostates, casting Swarm and Horde of Skeletons. Um, this, like, these mages are very versatile. Like, uh, basically, if I didn't have death scales, like pop, pop kill scales, these mages alone would make this nation a powerhouse. Like, slow to recruit, sure. Expensive, sure. But, like, utility value, like, through the roof. Um, they're not they're not like elves that are very one-dimensional. Like, you can thug these things, but you can also cast them. They integrate well with armies. They can run well alone. They can stealth in and out of places. They're just excellent mages. So we take there. Oh yeah, let's see our thugs in action here. So there's our Amulet of the Dead. Because we've already cast Blessing, there's only one blessing that goes off, so we end up casting Quick Roots on that guy. All these guys get Bark Skin, because that's one of the few things they can cast as Earth ones. Then they're on hold for a turn to recover their fatigue, and then they go in. And basically what happens is these guys have defense 16, these guys have attack 10. It's hard for the attacks to go through, and because they're using Frostbrands, they're wiping out 1 tile per swing. So all those guys are going to do very well for themselves. Fortunately, they don't become heroes. Got a few Carrion Lords here, so let's keep flicking through. Excellent. So in Shinuyama, Agartha rides out. This is a cheap ride out. We have a Earth Reader, Earth 1 Priest, and we have an Oracle Attendant, so another Priest. This is not enough to do any damage. Yeah, sorry. I was going to click on the Troglodytes and talk about how their trampling is useful, but these guys also trample, and they're size 6, and Troglodytes are size 3. So a winner right there. Shinuyama. Lose a bunch of carrion beasts, unfortunately. I really wish the elephants were differentiated from the really crappy carrion beasts, because that's what matters. Uh-oh. Oh, this is our 25 gold, this is our 25 PD dump. So Agartha never messed around with small counterattacks. He assumed the worst and went in with a huge counterattack. Counter raid on my PD dump. And the nice thing about his counterattack being this big is all that gold I put in there accomplished basically nothing. Like, if he had sent a troop composition maybe half or a third of this size, which would still be overwhelmingly powerful compared to the province defense here, I might have done some relative damage to it. So by using an overwhelming force, he minimized his own casualties. It's generally a good strategy. Yep, no need to check this out. Just putting another fortress under siege. Taking some independence Losing a cap only mage, buddy. You're killing me. So this is a Troll King. This is an event um, where a Troll King happens and then proceeds to take the provinces adjacent to the Troll King. This is a Prince Consort. This is a slow to recruit cap only mage. And he doesn't make it. So Sulfur Haze, Thunder Strike. He is kind of at the edge of the troop position here. Sulfur Haze, good spell. Oh, just gets chunked to death by one of these trolls. Just one hit. Hits in the body for 44 damage. You got 1 protection. Yeah, that'll do it. These guys hit for 37. Yeah, just use troops to protect your mages, guys. Good strategy. Oh dear, we run into a PD dump. Now this is a PD dump. It's just a good type of PD, and like it's effective when you invest in that, especially when I attack with this kind of composition. So that was a lot of skeletons, but my guys are sleeping now because they're cold and they're in drain scales, and they die. And I don't even think I did much damage there. Yeah, I killed 11 of the 42 barbarians. This is again about 22 PD right here, maybe 21 PD. It's expensive, but 300 gold mages, worth it. Worth it for him for sure. Now they're twice born, so I'm not set back anything by this, but 44 PD is something to keep in mind, that's for sure. Raid with this light little raiding party. Very nice. Centaurs going in. Yeah. Sorry. I meant to skip that. So if you remember earlier in the sequence, the battle outside the fort happens first. Then the battle inside the fort happens. Sorry, I should say that the battle outside the fort happens at the same time as all of the other battles. The battle inside the fort happens next. Well, all battles inside forts happen next. Except he teleported his god in here. And he's fighting in his dominion. So, current max HP 135, even with his never healing wound. He's got blood vengeance. That's brutal for me. True sight, so darkness doesn't help. Berserker, so he's never gonna run. Fate weaving, so my guys just have a really poor chance of doing anything to him. Mist form, that's good for him. Quickness, lots of attacks with this huge damage. Enchanted pike, doesn't matter because of trample. So quickness just means he moves faster, so he tramples more, which is brutal for me. Chill aura, this doesn't affect my undead, so that's fine. Poison resistance, which means foul vapors does nothing. Cold resistant, that's great. Doesn't matter because I don't have cold attacks really. Like I could do grip of winter technically, but that wouldn't help. Fire and shock resistance, fear, doesn't matter. Poor amphibian and regen 10%. Let's see. So I think he's mist form, stone skin. So that's pretty low in alteration, or he would have done iron skin. He's just regenning up because he was outside of his dominion before and coming into his dominion now. Earth power is because he wants to keep his fatigue down. But his encumbrance is so low it doesn't really matter. Black steel full plate, dragon helm, like these are like normally this is high encumbrance, right? Magic resistance. This is just unnecessary unless he's worried about the fire. But I can't bring fire, and he doesn't use his attack skill. He kind of does. He uses it to repel a little bit, but defense skill 14, like watch what happens when he engages. So can you keep that defense skill 14 in mind? Yeah, my elephants can't trample, unfortunately. This one isn't even regenerating. But yeah, just about instantly, defense goes to 0. So defense was never really an option. The trouble is, uh, sleep vines aren't really going to put this guy to sleep. And I'm not going to go through 31 prot, not really. And my smites are instant kills, but they're easily magic resistant gates. And if I ever did hit him with like a dust to dust or something, there's a chance I'm going to take the blood vengeance. There's little red lines that are coming out as these guys cast spells and these guys attack. Those indicate blood vengeance hits. But yeah, I'm not whittling him down, right? His current max HP is 137. His current HP is 137. Like dust to dust does a little bit of damage. His defense is low, but like these tusks only do 18, right? Like it's ridiculous. These huge mammoth tusks, but they only do 18 because they're a damage 0 weapon. Like 0 damage 0 weapon. Like the only reason elephants are good is because they trample. Unfortunately, I'm gonna lose them all. What a disaster. So we don't lose any black dryads, but we lose our Mound King, and we lose all our chaff. Now, unfortunately, I was an idiot. Pause the video now if you want to guess how I was an idiot. Face the attack Nazcan 1. Perfect. So, Facia has the cap. Okay. Um, do I want to watch this? No, this is just the AI. There's no, I don't really want to learn how the AI plays. Let's have a look. This is why I was an idiot. I had the option last turn to leave one unit, just one unit outside the walls. A scout would have been perfect, preferably a commander, because I want that commander to stay behind. The ideal commander to use would have been this Mound King that died. I just put him on hold, stay behind troops. His command is siege rather than storm castle, and I would have maintained the siege. Now, now because Shinigami is not sieged, Agartha has the option to PD dump here, which he's going to do because I've seen all his other provinces and he loves to PD dump. So it's a given that there's going to be a PD dump here. He can recruit units here, get mages. He can cast spells with his Pretender God, like defensive spells. He could have done that anyway, but basically I lost all my chaff, which I was going to lose anyway because these guys, yeah, I was going to lose all my chaff going in regardless. But I've definitely lost the upper hand in this whole flank because I didn't leave one guy to maintain the siege. So my mistake hopefully won't happen again. Yeah, this is maybe we'll watch this because this is the another cheap raid. Death 2 and another Death 2 casting Horde of Skeletons. This is what it looks like when you're not going into 25 PD worth of barbarians. It just works. Sadly, this guy didn't get any kills, I don't think. No. Okay, so raiding along. This is still under siege. Going in, Foul Vapors and Rigor Mortis. Foul Vapors, where is it? Rigor Mortis. Beautiful. I'd love to get Conjuration 5 for Howl. That would be an excellent addition. Grip of Winter would be good too, but it's hard to cast that because my, I think I need 3. Grip of Winter. Here it is, yes. So 2 gems, water 4. which means I need a water 3 to cast it. So I need to have basically be wearing a water bracelet and a robe of the sea on these guys. So that's for later in the game. Um, doo -doo -doo. Okay, I think that's turn 38. Let's do turn 39. I don't think there's anything of interest going on elsewhere. And turn 39 will be the last turn. So trading with Ulm. Basically, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. I don't border Ulm, but he borders Agartha, and Phasia and Bandar Log. And those three guys all border me, so I support Ulm. Augury, nothing found. Find a magma cave, so earth and fire gems. Garden of Frozen Flowers is a water site. Enchanted Towers an earth site. Phasia's taking out more trolls. Uruk going through Zabalba, basically death march to the capital. Yeah, so in this area, Agartha's just counter raiding me, but I did the 25 PD dump here, but after that, I'm just leaving 1 PD behind. Also, this is awesome, this site. So good, so good. We're going to be coming back here, that's for sure. Yep, more raiding of Vanarus. This might be easier to see in the strategic map. No, oh, yeah. So he loves his PD dumps, but there was no PD here at all on 200. So I just moved in and I took it with a scout. And then I'm going to sneak the scout out. And I'm going to leave 10 PD behind as a present. I try and keep an eye out for that generally, like this no PD thing here. But I'm very suspicious of players that do this because I will sometimes leave no PD in a province and then come back next turn and do a little PD dump. And that's a great way to lose a 25 gem scout. Sorry, 25 gold scout. 25 gem scout, that would be expensive. We have a new plan for Shinuyama now because I'm scared. I realize like I literally cannot even hurt this guy's god. So we're going to preach down the Dominion and wait until we've got this Dominion down to 0 or even negative before we even attempt to go in again. And we're going to focus our resources down here with the theory that we can lose 1-2 provinces a turn from Agartha, and hopefully we can raid here and maybe get some more raiding going on in this area. Now I'm scared he's going to teleport his god, so this is a weird setup. He could definitely teleport his god on here and kill everything. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to split. I'm going to send some units this way, some units this way, and then one of them is probably going to get deleted by this army. But like I'm short on resources here, so I'm thinking I'm losing 2 provinces a turn in this front, which means I need to push forward here. So we take these 2 provinces. There's really nothing in them because Vanarus has been tapped out fighting Agartha. Like his cap's under siege. So understandably, Vanarus had moved everything to defend his cap and to fight Agartha. So this is relatively cost less for us. I don't lose any mages or anything. We do the greedy thing. We're site searching and we're moving our mages out to site search because we want nature gems. And that's basically the greediest play we can make because the less greedy thing to do would actually be to move our mages forward with our troops and fight. We're just going to send out, basically the light raiding party is going to go first. So this is going to be our thugs. This is going to be our sacreds. Light raiding parties moving forward. And our troops will come in behind. The nice thing about these troops is, uh, yeah, I'm not really sure whether I want to siege this down or wait until see what the outcome of this is. Like I never saw the battle here, so I don't actually know what the mage support is. Um, I'll see it next turn, but right now I don't know. Um, yeah, we get a nice little event here. Um, these dark vines come out with a bunch of adventurers. Now I need adventurers for the ancient ruin site. Unfortunately, that ancient rune event is going to trigger next turn before I can move the adventurers over. Um, but I'm going to leave the adventurers over here to soak up any more of these story events, these ones here, signs of activity. We want to be sending the thrifty adventurers into that. So this event just gave me 5 of them. One's a fire mage, which is amazing. I'm going to use it to remote site search and then research and then craft. Death 2 is just excellent utility because I think I sent my other Death 2 out here to fight because I was desperate for mage power. These guys are useless. Crossbows, and this guy has a sword, I think. Yeah. But I give him a incinerate staff so that he can fight with it. This guy is a healer, which is the one of the few ways to get a healer in this game. It doesn't heal undead, but I can move him over here and start maybe healing some of these guys' afflictions. That would be nice. This guy has a lot of afflictions. Um, yeah, this is unfortunately for me a story event. Like they get pursued, they get chased out by stuff, and then they're gonna have to fight more stuff, and then they're gonna have to send their adventurer in, and then they're gonna find another one of their friends who is kidnapped. It'll become a whole thing. But for now, they were chased out of the forest by dark vines. We continue our site searching adventure. Oh, we have started lightless lantern construction and augury with my staff of flame focus for the extra range. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think there's anything special going on. What am I thinking here? Conjuration level 5 is definitely for Howl. Conjuration level 6 is definitely for Specters. Summon Spectre, Summon Spectre. Level 5, level 6, yes. Summon Spectre right here. Need this bad boy. Uh, yeah, Sea King's Court is also going to be nice. Troll's Court could be good, might not, might not be useful because we already have High Earth on our Pretender. Sea King's Court gets us a Water 3, which allows us to climb all the way up the water tree. Thaumaturgy, going to 5. This was misguided of me. What I was thinking at the time is that the Ravenous Swarm is a way to deal target less damage to the Pretender God of Agartha. 7 Armageddon holy damage each combat round, which I believe is 3 ticks of basically unresisted damage. I would need to put this up with a living army, and that's why I don't end up using it. Basically, if I bring my own undead, this will target my undead. There's really nothing else here that I would have wanted. Gift of Reason is nice because I can get some independents that are worth Gift of Reasoning, and I'll talk about that in a second. There's nothing I really want here in 4. The nice thing to have would be Charm, but that's like 7. That's way. I'm not going to go up Thaumaturgy first for 7. I've got other problems. Got real problems. Like if I was going for 7, like Creeping Doom, Marble Warriors, that's a good 7. Like we're at a lower level right now. Let's take a look and see if, yes, here they are. These guys, this is what I want Gift of Reason for. These gnomes spawned as a random event. If I Gift of Reason them, they're Earth 2s. So they're stealthy, glamored Earth 2 casters with no hit points. Earth 2 can summon Earth power to Earth 3 and then get off Marble Warriors. So I want these guys. If they wear Earth boots, they can do all the Earth buffs for me. Sweet. Okay. That's it for now. That's turn 39. Thanks for watching, guys. And join me again for turn 40.